gente? Yes. Try that one more time. Buenos dias, mi gente. Buenos dias. Dr. Adam Aponte, I'm the Assistant Dean for Diversity and Inclusion here at the Hofstra Northwell School of Medicine, the host of this event. Also served as a faculty advisor for LMSA and been working with them for the last 16 months to put on this fantastic conference that we had over this weekend. Super excited, super energized about what we were able to accomplish. A really important event for us at Hofstra, and we were very committed to working with this student organization who is really helping to push forward the diversity efforts within medical education. We know our country is becoming more and more diverse, and we have more Latinos in this country, and it's very important that we represent those Latinos and that we have a student body of physicians who are going to take care of these communities. And these students are very committed to that. And we want to make sure we lend our hand in supporting their development, their professional development, advancing their careers, and then their responsibility now to reach back. Right? So once you arrive at a certain place in life, you got to reach back to the communities. And they did that in spades this weekend by inviting high school students, undergrad students, and now serving as mentors, as medical students, and the future leaders of our country. I'm excited for what the future looks like for us. We still got a lot of work to do. The work is not done. But certainly LMSA is doing their part to move this and advance this agenda and making sure that all of us in this country, Latinos, others alike, get all the healthcare that they deserve. Healthcare is a right in this country, and they're lending their voice to that discussion. Thank you guys for coming out and being a part of this. Thank you for allowing us to host, and thank you for me to allow me to live vicariously through you guys as young people. Despite my youthful appearance, I've been doing this for a little longer than I get to admit. But it's been a pleasure working with you guys, and I feel confident about our futures in your hand.
You're going to do a proper handshake. You want to put a firm grip, and you want to shake twice. 1, 2, and make eye contact. So thumb up, connect at the web, 2 shakes, eye contact, and you say, "Nice to meet you. My name is Bert." That was very, very professional.
Hi, how you guys doing? My name is Bert Gervais, the mentor guy. I'm a motivational speaker. I also work with mentoring in medicine. I had an opportunity to hang out with LMSA, and it was an incredible experience. There was a Q&A, there was a panel, there were resources. When you connect ambition with opportunity and resources, that's when you really start to see an impact. You start to see a change, especially in the field of healthcare. So I can't emphasize enough how important this organization is, especially from the core. Everyone I met, from the dean to the medical student, they cared. You could tell it wasn't about just IQ, it was also about the I care. And there was a lot of I care, and it makes a difference.
Women still are not given the same sort of opportunities as men. I bring this up because as a woman, to get the same opportunities that men did, I had to work a little harder. I had to put myself forward a little bit more. I had to be a little bit more aggressive. I had to go out there and prove myself a little bit more than my male counterparts. Don't let people set you back because you are a woman, because you raise families, because you organize the household.
Remember this, and it's true, you have a moral obligation to be interested. You want it to be the case that when you talk to your professors, you ask them interesting questions about their research, about the course material, and that they remember you. It'll take you like maybe 3 or 4 times for the prof to remember you, but eventually you'll get a letter of recommendation. You want to be able to express yourself, write, take good notes, okay, so that when you turn in your med school application, your application for an engineering program, you want the people on the committee to read it, and you want tears to come to their eyes.
How many years does it take to do an MD and PhD?
So if you're interested in science and doing medicine, MD, PhD is a good way to go because they actually pay you and your tuition's free. And the MD, PhD, the time to degree is 8 years or so. But it's all a journey, it all builds on itself. It's not like I'm doing one thing to get to the next thing. I'm doing one thing because it's making me be a better doctor in the future.
Do you feel like you waste time? Because sometimes you
no. That's part of discovering. That's not wasted time. If you're thinking about your future, it's never wasted time.
Steve, brother, Steve.
So why do you want to be a neurosurgeon?
Kids, and they have like tumors and everything.
Yeah.
And I just feel like there has to be someone to help them.
I want you to think about all the different ways you can help somebody by understanding neurology. For instance, I'm a physical therapist, and I work with children who've had tumors removed, because after they have a tumor removed, they have to learn how to move again. So when you think about what you want to do in whatever field, think about the many options, because it's not just surgery or medicine. There's so many different aspects to the many different parts of medicine that you should spend some time exploring that and thinking about all the different ways you can impact people's lives.
What's an early childhood behavior that like reveals your inclination towards a career in medicine?
It's fascination with the world around you, but also an eagerness to help people. I think that's helpful. I always wanted to help people out too. So doing both. I mean, you have to really find exactly what drives you. You know, as far as early childhood behavior, you want to look for that in yourself. Don't look for that. It doesn't matter. If you want to do it now, that's all that counts.
I would like to close out. I had one of the panelists kind of share one quote that gets them through a tough time. I'll start by sharing mine. Mine is, if you don't define yourself for yourself, you'll be crushed by other people's fantasies of you and eaten alive.
Find your passion and go after it.
You need to march to the beat of your own drummer, and your own drummer is really your passion. If you don't follow the same path as everybody else, it's okay. It's because you're not going to the same place. It's because you're going where you need to go.
What you do has cosmic significance. So do a good job and love it. And people say delay gratification. I hope you can go one step further and find great gratification in hard work every day. And that you love what you do, even when it's very difficult.
I think the event is going great. I've learned a lot so far. I had no idea about how to even look at an ultrasound, and right now I just got like an hour course of everything, and it was amazing, and I learned a lot. So I'm looking forward to the rest of the event.
We use gel because it's a nice way to put it on somebody's body, and then I've introduced a liquid medium in between him and the tissue that I'm going to be looking at, and what's the tissue ultimately composed of most of the time.
My name is FRANKLYN ROCHA. I am the National Vice President for the Latino Medical Student Association. This is an excellent opportunity for medical students, pre-meds, high school students, and even alumni, residents, and physicians to come together in this conference and do some leadership development. We get to talk about community initiatives at our own chapter and in our own city, and we get to discuss things about policy and advocacy, and we also talk about how to get more Latinos into medicine. As well, this is a great opportunity for us to network and connect with each other.
It's such an honor for me to be here at the LMSA meeting. These students have gotten where they are because they're some of the best and brightest in the country. They are committed to improving the health of the nation, but they have a very special focus on health disparities, on the need for greater diversity in the health professions. They know better than anyone that if we're going to meet the needs of America, we're going to have a healthcare workforce that reflects America. It's an exciting group to be with. They're very engaged in the issues of the day, and I can also tell they're going to make fabulous physicians.
So the lesson here is allow yourself to doubt, but never let it paralyze you. So when you doubt, don't kind of look at your whole future in front of you and wonder if you can make it. Carve it up into a doable piece. You all saw the door of LMSA open, and you looked through it, and you said, that might be an opportunity for me to develop a broader view of the world and to sharpen some of my organizational skills. So as you go on your journey, just like I went on my journey, be very discriminating. Often, if you can, try to find a mentor who will look through the door with you and give you advice about whether doing that activity, serving on that committee, taking on that job will help you develop, will fit with the kind of person you are and what you want to be. When you see that logo,
How many of you have PTSD?
I do have PTSD from the logo. We all do, don't lie.
It's okay, we have drugs for that.
My question goes back to, like the very principle of like being welcoming of diversity, being accepting and encouraging, medical schools across the country to enroll and recruit more Latinos. It seems like everybody's open to diversity, but like nobody except for like in very particular like schools around the country is doing actually like active recruiting. Nothing like top down has been done. I know everybody has a struggle with, the idea of having a quota of like African American and Latino peoples to be admitted, but the fact that there are medical schools right now in the United States, many of them, who have one Latino person. I mean, many of you will be like the one Latino in your medical school. And that's, like a pervasive thing. The schools will be like, well, people are not coming here. I'm wondering what's on the books from the AMC to continue actually like not only just encouraging, but exerting action to have medical schools bringing a more diverse student body.
I took the AMC job knowing well that as much as I would like to, I can't force people to do anything. We have to persuade and we have to encourage by giving people tools. There is an LCME standard about diversity, and there are a number of schools who've been cited on that standard, even faced probation because of their failures to really act on diversity. A group of people will solve a complex problem more readily than an individual. And a diverse group of people will solve the problem more readily than a homogeneous group. That is why here at Hofstra they can give a terribly complex clinical case to a group of students that a individual fellow would struggle with. And they can crack that case because they capture the diversity bonus. So now, when I get into struggles about, should medical schools be so active on the diversity front? Yes, we're trying to fix complex problems in healthcare. So let's get That is a great question.
One thing you'll discover, you may have seen it just going from the different tables, that everybody has a different approach to even similar kinds of cases. And the end results are the same, but whatever your personal spin is, kind of dictates how you approach what your overall thing is. I like to do my stuff with style. I like to walk out of the operating room with an x-ray that looks great, so I can just kind of look around at everybody like, any questions? But that's part of the reason why I chose orthopedics to begin with. And let me tell you, if you're considering any kind of specialty, you do want to make certain that you understand who you are first before you choose the specialty. For orthopedics, I'm the kind of person I didn't like to give medicine and wait and see. I didn't like to treat people who didn't get better that day, all right? I like to be able to go into a room and use kind of the art part of seeing a fracture and understanding where it's supposed to be and then making it be that way, okay? I like that. That's my personality.
Let me tell you, my name is William Ross. I'm the Director of Clinical Programs for Interventions, and it has been a blessing to be part of the LMSA conference. We participated last year. We've seen a growth in the number of participants from last year to this year. And even just the idea that so many places are coming to this kind of function to solicit students is an indication of just how important this is as a national body. For us, we recognize fully that the fastest growing population in the United States is Hispanic and Latino, and we need orthopedic surgeons and other specialty performers to be able to take care of that population. And the way that we do that is to get folks engaged, to get them exposed to orthopedics, and to have them be able to be retained in the specialty so they can take care of all of those that are going to need them in the years to come. It's just a blessing to be here, and we really appreciate being invited.
You can pick something based on what you love to do, okay? What the world needs, and we need you all in the world of orthopedics. Something that is you can get paid for, okay? Then ultimately you're not working. It's more purpose. You're working towards your purpose. And that means you get up every day excited about what you do. When I get in the operating room and I get to leave the OR with something fixed, with somebody who gets up from the table better than when they laid down, to me it's all worth it.
And as part of our training, we're learning how to write a clinical note, and on that note, we're asked to identify race. Now, I understand the genetic implications in treatment, but I'm afraid we're feeding into implicit bias by categorizing our patients Now, I also feel I'm perpetuating racism by not acting on it, but I don't feel I'm educated enough on the subject to bring it up to my course directors. So I was hoping I could get your thoughts on it.
So I know that race is not biology. We have mapped the human genome, and we know there's no basis in the human genome for racial subspeciation. So race, I define as the social interpretation of how one looks in a race-conscious society. And so, like, in India, if I ask how often do you think about your race, people would look at you blankly. If you ask how often do I think about your caste, then they would say, oh yeah. But in a race-conscious society, race is permanent. So if I ask how often do you think about your race, you'd have an answer. It could be never, once a year, once a month, once a week, once a day, once an hour, or constantly, but you'd have some answer. So that's what I mean by race-conscious society. Race has impacts because of racism. So I think that race belongs in the social history if you think it belongs anywhere. My whole journey started out of that very question that you just asked me. I asked myself, why are we trained to present race as part of the three things you present in the chief complaint? But usually race itself is such a big category with so many ethnicities, each racial group, that it doesn't give you useful information. So I actually would take it out of the chief complaint. And if you want to say something about Ashkenazi Jews, that's Jewish, then you can say that, not white. If you want to say something about origins in the Mediterranean, you can say that instead of white or black or whatever. If you think it has something to do with the presentation, race does not belong, at least in the chief complaint.
LMSA has been like my home away from home, being a medical student and being Latina and being the first person in my family to even go to college, graduate from college, and then be in medical school. It feels like the most amazing thing in the world when you step into the world of medicine and you're in a room of like 150 on average with like other med students, and you start to realize like, oh, both of your parents are doctors, oh, that's cool, and like they come from very affluent backgrounds. It's really hard to see a niche when you're like relating, and literally just months before when you got accepted, you're like, this is the best thing in the world, and then you enter the world of medicine and you're like, this is kicking my butt and I just don't know if I want to do this. But LMSA is there, and LMSA is this organization that's there for not just Latino students, but it's for the promotion of Latino physicians and treating the Latino patients in the world. So, and they're brilliant. I'm so proud of people that match in the top places in the best programs, the most competitive specialties, and Latinos. And I can't be more proud. LMSA, like I get emotional because I'm so excited. I'm like, these are the people who are just real, and they'll be there. You get together these conferences. These conferences are like the best times to meet people you're gonna see for the rest of your lives. You make some connections, but you're proud of, and you're proud that you're like, I know them. Oh, they're a great doctor. If you're at the LMSA conference, and I saw you and I met you, and then I'm at, fast forward 10 years later at my practice, and I'm like, oh, I know a urologist from Penn. You know what? I'm here. You know what? I got a great person I can refer you to, because those are patients that I know I can trust you're going to take care of. Yeah.
The best part was learning about not only the experience from residents and people who are great in their own field, but I got to learn about the Da Vinci machine, which is like the most apex in terms of like surgical medicine, and learning about how to use it and how to promote this idea of future surgery.
Camera button. So the pedals down here, it's black, it has a picture of a camera on it, and to use it, you're going to press and hold on the camera button, pull your masters towards you like reading a newspaper to zoom in, press and hold, push your masters away from you to zoom out. So what I want you to do is pick up that penny that you see right there.
It's a great opportunity to learn about how to use the machine and how to improve our own skills in terms of promoting and improving patient health in surgery.
I'm Calvin Wheeler. I'm from Kaiser Permanente in Northern California, and I'm just delighted to be here at the LMSA National Conference in New York. It's been an incredible 2 days. The conference has been well planned and orchestrated. The topics have been excellent, and the interaction and excitement has been just over the top. Nice time to be able to respect the students who are graduating from medical school. I know how much work and effort that goes into that, and we're also encouraging all those students that are in their first, second, third year to just keep up the good work, continue to push forward, and the future is bright for all of you.
When you're seeking advice on an issue that you think you have, and you have multiple mentors who don't really clear your thoughts. Essentially, you're stuck. One is telling you one thing, and the other one is telling you another thing. How do you navigate that?
It's a really great question, and I have had that situation happen to me before, and it will happen again, I promise you. So I think that's the other thing when you think about your mentors, they're not the end-all be-all, meaning they're pretty amazing people and you have connected with them for a particular reason. But at the end of the day, you have to choose what makes sense for you and your life and who you are and what you think about on the topic. And I think that's kind of what everybody's been driving at here. Whatever way that you do it, to actually stop and pay attention. Pay attention to what is at your core, as Patty was saying. Pay attention to what gives you that high, what motivates you to go forward, what keeps you into this career that we have, because everybody has thought, how do I get out of here, a few different times, I'm sure, in their career. And so that's the other thing, so that's what you have to think about with your mentors, right? They're always going to give you advice, and you have to decide what you're going to listen to. And you're going to get a lot of bad advice, too. Seriously, everybody has an opinion on everything, right? I even had people who told me that I couldn't sit here and talk to you, that I would never make it to this point in my life. But I chose to not pay attention to that. But I, again, had also very good and positive advice. But at the end of the day, I had to sit and think about what was important to me and my goal. And the only person who could ever know that is you yourself.
Like, is there really such a thing as balance? Or is it more like juggling a bunch of balls that are also on fire?
There are times where it does feel like all the balls are on fire and you're juggling like crazy. And you're kind of frantic and oh my God, they're about to fall. And then when I meditate, I feel like, oh, the balls are on fire. Look at that. Look how pretty the fire is. Wow, here comes another one. Like it really does kind of change your perspective.
You have to figure out which balls are rubber and which ones are glass. So when you drop one, which ones will bounce back and which ones will shatter.
Dr. Carrillo, es un honor to have you here this evening, porque todavía estamos aquí luchando.
At this time, with all of you guys' help, we'd like to present the LMSA Northeast Founder Award to Dr. Juan Emilio Carrillo.
We've been guided by this great mentor, someone who's been very supportive and working behind the scenes, and almost every day, on every conference call, giving direction, sometimes a little more than we appreciate it, but we appreciate it nonetheless. Kidding, that's a joke. We want to show Dr. Adam Aponte, we have this gift for you, a plaque. We want you to come up and accept this award.
You got me. I was not expecting this. This, as I said, was a labor of love. So this is the icing on the cake. And before I get choked up on stage, you guys were incredible, really. is why we do this work. This is why we do this work. I'm for tempted, as they say, but it's our same award as Emilio Carrillo, the same wood. We got the same wood, bro. I really enjoyed working with them. As much as you got out of it, I gained a lot more from it. And I know I could have been a little pushy sometimes, but it got us to the finish line.
We've had a phenomenal past 48 hours. So, I mean, I think there has been so much hard work here at Hofstra. We were very, very lucky, very blessed to have two just dominant forces here at Hofstra, and I would just name them now, Jamil, Alexis, and Brittany. I think you guys exceeded my expectations as your co-director. You guys responded well to a lot of the feedback, a lot of the wrinkles that we called it as the days neared. I just encourage you guys to continue your leadership. You have a lot of experience behind you, and it just behooves you to propel it and move things forward for our organization, NHMA, and beyond.
I just want to say that this is an award that, it's really meaningful for me to be able to give this award to you, because having, planned a conference in the past, I know what you went through. You guys are going through rotations, you're studying for staff. You have all these things that the average medical student struggles with. We have a hard time keeping our head above water. And you guys, look at the people you've gathered here today. It's incredible. The talent, the intelligence, you guys are amazing. I really hope you guys continue your journey as leaders. You'll only get better from here. I guarantee you that one day in the not so far future, you're gonna have your own students calling you up here to give you an award. So with that.
So on behalf of the LMSA Northeast Board, we'd like to award you the Spirit of LMSA Award for your support, your dedication, your hard work for making this conference so absolutely amazing. Thank you to Jamil and Brittany. To work on this conference for the past year and to be able to bring you all together, and we're very, very grateful for the opportunity to have worked with this board, with the national board, with the Hofstra School of Medicine, and everyone in it. So thank you all so much for coming.
Honestly, I have no idea what to say. Yeah, this came as a shock. I mean, this is a pleasant surprise. I mean, a lot of English. I mean, I'm happy. I mean,
I would like to see everyone on the dance floor tonight.
So my name is Fernando Isaza. and I am the current Chief Financial Officer of the Northeast region of the Latino Medical Student Association Northeast. This conference was a lot of work and a lot of sacrifices. Trying to juggle a medical school year while at the same time trying to host a conference of this magnitude was very difficult, but it was very rewarding at the same time. I got to meet and work with the future Latino leaders of this country, and I'm proud to say that during the last couple of years I was one of those leaders. As a medical student, you're already a success story. Our Latino high school students and undergraduate students more than ever need our guidance and mentorship to get them into medical school. I think that the reason why that's important to me is because our patients deserve to have doctors that look like them. They deserve to have doctors that speak the same language that they speak, that grew up in the same communities that they grew up in. That means better care for our patients. That's what this conference was about for me.
My name is Max Cruz. I'm a fourth-year medical student at Cooper Medical School at ROCHA University. I've been part of my school's LMSA chapter for 4 years. I'm now in my second year on the Northeast Regional Board. This year I'm serving as the PR chair. We're winding up conference now. We're finishing up the gala. And it's been a pretty awesome weekend. I think all credit goes to our conference co-chairs who did a pretty amazing job putting this together. I don't know if you can even add up the hours they spent on this. And I think what I was most proud of out of the weekend was the amount of high schoolers and undergraduate students that we were able to bring out to our conference. Overall, it's been an awesome weekend. I think you don't really understand what LMSA is about until you come to one of these conferences. It's about La Familia, the friends you make, and every time you come back, you know, it's like you've never left. Everyone's very welcoming, even if you're half Latino. So I've had an amazing experience with this in my medical school journey, and I really hope to continue this in residency and serve as some kind of mentor in any way I can to the respective LMSA at the medical school attached. Yeah, I'm gonna miss it.
Hi, I'm Brittany Gududoria. I am one of the conference co-chairs for the 2017 LMSA National Conference, and I'm an MX2 at Hofstra Northwell School of Medicine. Working on this conference was a lot of hard work. It was a lot of effort from so many people, and it was great to see it all come together. I can't believe how fast it went this past weekend. Seeing all the workshops and all of the speakers and all of the people who came out to represent LMSA was just really great and really rewarding after putting in, it's been about 14 months of work on this conference, so it was just really great to see everyone show up and to hear all of the positive feedback that everyone had.
Hi, I'm Sam Collazo. I'm from Cooper Medical School in Camden, New Jersey, and my current position is Mentorship Chair of LMSA Northeast. I just wanted to give a special thanks to Brittany and Jamil. They are the ones that made this happen. We just helped. And I would say that the most special and / difficult part of the past few months have been just to really promote how hard we've been working. But I think today proves that, and we had a very, very amazing turnout. Thanks to all of you. Special thanks to all of our exhibitors. I was definitely impressed with how many schools supported us, how many residency programs supported us. So thank you for your support, and I hope you continue to help us grow as an organization to promote an increase in diversity in medicine, especially Latinos in medicine.
Hello there. My name is Eric R. Molina. I'm the president of LMSA, and I am fortunate to have been re-elected to the position of president of LMSA here at our national conference held at Hofstra Northwell School of Medicine. I cannot thank the team at LMSA Northeast enough. The conference co-chairs, Jamil and Brittany, the directors in the Northeast, the chief financial officers in the Northeast. Thank you so much. Without your work, this would never happen. Thank you, Dr. Aponte from Hofstra Northwell School of Medicine. Your guidance and expertise and your faith in us really drove us to make this conference a success. And speaking of this conference was awesome. And I can't say enough good things. We had great workshops, high school workshop where I didn't see a single frown, and these high school students were so happy to be out of school, so happy to be hanging out with us. I think the conference was a huge success. We had over 300 people, over 70 different medical schools, 70 different exhibitors here. We had the president of the AAMC here. We had a wonderful advisor training seminar training our advisors, our physician advisors, how to best represent us and our interests. So I cannot say enough positive things about the conference. I cannot say enough positive things about the LMSA Northeast. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I look forward to leading the LMSA in the year to come.
Hi, I'm Camilo Acosta, second-year medical student here at Hofstra Northwell School of Medicine, and immediate past coach of our local LMSA chapter. Had the pleasure of helping to host this National LMSA conference here at our school. We had great keynote speakers, and just kind of this interaction, this intermingling of, you know, Latino students or anybody interested in like Latino culture, Latino issues is what this is all about. So I just had to say that it was a great conference. I'm really happy I got to be part of it.
I'm Loreski, your Chief Development Officer for the year. I just want to say a really big thank you to Jamil and Brittany. You guys are amazing. The Northeast Board in general, you guys are my family, mi familia. I think we had a lot of ups and downs. It was definitely a roller coaster, but the best part was, you know, the climb to the top, and then everything was seamless towards the end. We had a lot of moments, especially in the debriefing room, just talking to one another, and I think we grew a lot closer in the past couple of days. I'm grateful for you guys, and it was an honor to work with you guys.
I'm Gene Santana of SUNY Downstate, and I am one of the outgoing co-directors of LMSA Northeast. Phenomenal job, guys, and thank you, the audience, for coming to this phenomenal conference. I think a lot of work went into it, and I hope that it showed. I know that it showed. We have phenomenal speakers, great workshops, and I just want you guys all to know that LMSA is here. We're here to stay. We're making noise. We're expanding. We're growing. And we want you to continue to be part of our legacy, our leadership, and really leave an impact and pave the future for Latinos and our patients and the greater community of healthcare providers.
Hi, my name is Jamil Alexis. I am one of the conference co-chairs for the 12th annual Latino Medical Student Association National Conference. I am excited. I think it went very well. We got a lot of positive feedback. And the reason we throw this conference is to connect students at all levels of their education, high school, undergrad, medical students, and even residents, give them access to other resources and engage them with workshops, exhibitors, and provide them with opportunities to network among themselves in order to enhance their future careers in medicine. I want to thank everyone who came to our conference. They're the reason why it was such a great event. Thank you.
Aquí estamos. Aquí estamos. Aquí estamos.
Thank you to our photographers from 13th and Madison.